Hello friends. In the previous 3 videos of banking, we studied origin of bank, concepts about commercial bank and functions of central bank. This is the last part of your chapter, that is monetary policy. Compared to all other topics of banking, monetary policy is the most important from exam point of view. And apart from that, in your further studies and routine life also, you must have proper knowledge about monetary policy. In the concept of monetary policy, we will learn 3 aspects, that is meaning of monetary policy and its quantitative tools and qualitative tools. Let's see the meaning of monetary policy. Actually, just by looking towards the title, you may realize that it must be the policy related to money. And you are exactly right. Friends, if you have seen the previous video, then you must be aware that basic function of Reserve Bank of India was to manage expansion and contraction of money in the economy. And at that time I said, through various tools of monetary policy, RBI is doing all of these things. So the meaning of monetary policy is very easy, that the policy which entrusts various tools of regulating supply of money in the hands of Apex Bank of India. The policy which entrust means to give. So the policy which gives various tools of what? Of regulating supply of money. And all these tools are giving to whom? To in the hands of Apex Bank of India. So the policy which gives various tools of regulating supply of money in the hands of Apex Bank of India. Why it is doing all these things? With the purpose to achieve general economic objective, then it is considered as monetary policy. So simply, monetary policy is like a toolkit which is having lots of different tools to manage the supply of money in economy. Okay. Now the basic question is that why we need such a policy? What is the basic requirement of such monetary policy? The simple answer is that to control both demand and supply of money in the economy. During inflation, supply of money will increase, and during recession, supply of money will decrease. So Reserve Bank of India will manage both of these situations by the use of various different tools of monetary policy. Friends, keep one thing in mind, that whatever topic I will explain with reference to monetary policy, the ultimate purpose of all the topic will be only one, that during inflation, monetary policy will reduce supply of money, and during recession, it will increase supply of money. Let's take an example to understand it in a proper manner. Meet him, he is Vivek. Vivek just got a job and having salary of 10,000. Now do you think that Vivek should spend the whole salary for his routine expense or he should save some amount? Definitely the answer is that, sir, Vivek should save some amount. So let's see what is the saving plan of Vivek. Out of 10,000, he kept 1,000 in piggy bank and invest 1,000 in shares. Now if Vivek will earn more money, if his salary will increase, then he will keep more amount in piggy bank and invest more amount in share. But unfortunately, whenever he will be in need of finance, whenever he is not having sufficient cash, then first of all he will sell all the shares, and later on in some emergency situation he will break the piggy bank to use this reserve. And in this manner, in some emergency situation, his savings will help him. Let's see how banks are doing all these things. See friends, this is a commercial bank and this is Reserve Bank of India. Now the people had deposited 100 crore rupees in this commercial bank. Now what bank will do from this money? The prompt answer could arise in your mind is that, sir, it will give loan for various purposes. But sorry to say that your answer is wrong. Out of this 100 crore, first of all, commercial bank has to deposit 5 crore rupees with Reserve Bank of India as cash reserve, so that At any point of time, if bank will be in any problem, then Reserve Bank of India will be able to help the bank from this money. We can consider it like piggy bank of Vivek. Now sir, can it give loan of 95 crore?
रुको जरा सबर करो.
No. Still the answer is bank cannot give loan of 95 crore. Apart from 5 crore, bank has to keep aside 25 crore. Apart from this 5 crore, bank has to keep aside 25 crore in three forms, that is cash, gold or securities. Why? So that in any emergency situation, bank will have some liquidity with itself. At any point of time, bank should not go to Reserve Bank of India and ask for the 5 crore rupees. First of all, bank can use the 25 crore rupees which are within the hands of bank, but it is in the different form, either in the form of cash, gold or securities. And now, out of 100 crore, bank can give loan of 70 crore. One more question which may arise in your mind is that, sir, why bank has to keep this 25 crore rupees aside? Then the simple answer is that to have sufficient liquidity for some emergency situation. And the present situation is the best example that majority of banks are having cash problem because due to the lack of salary or business in this corona epidemic and lockdown situation, most of the people has started withdrawing their money from the bank. So bank as of now are finding lots of liquidity problems. Here, the 5 crore rupees which bank has given to Reserve Bank of India is known as CRR, that is cash reserve ratio. And 25 crore rupees which bank has invested in cash, gold or government securities is known as SLR, that stands for statutory liquidity ratio. Let's understand both of these in detail. First, cash reserve ratio. I hope you have understood the concept in the proper manner from the example. Let's see the meaning. Every commercial bank has to keep minimum amount as reserve with Reserve Bank of India, which is known as CRR. Now the question is that how much amount? Initially RBI was charging 2% of time deposit and 5% of demand deposit. But this is history. Since 1962, I repeat, since 1962, Reserve Bank of India is charging equal rate for all kind of deposits, which changes between 3 to 15%, depends on the market situation. Now one more question, that why to deposit amount with RBI? And the answer is simple. Once again, the same answer, to have enough cash reserve with banking system. So at any point of time, these cash reserves can be utilized in a proper manner. Apart from that, RBI also use CRR to control inflation and recession also. Let's see how. In situation of inflation, when supply of money is high in the market, if public will deposit 100 crore with the bank, then RBI will take 15 crore as cash reserve ratio. So banks will have lower amount with them and they will be able to create lower amount of loan. So supply of money will reduce in the market. In reverse situation, whenever there is situation of recession, supply of money is low in the market. Here RBI will take only 3 crore rupees. RBI will take only 3 crore rupees from the bank as cash reserve. So bank will have more fund. They will create more loan and as a result, supply of money will increase in the market. So this is how CRR is used to manage the inflation and recession. Friends, keep in mind that all you need to remember, I repeat, all you need to remember in the concept of CRR is written in this screen. There is nothing out of this screen which you need to remember for the concept of CRR. And CRR and the upcoming topics are separately asked for 3 marks. Let's move towards the second tool, that is statutory liquidity ratio. As we learn in the example that out of the total deposit, every bank has to maintain minimum 25% amount in cash, gold and other encumbered securities to have liquidity of cash. Here you may have question that sir, what is unencumbered securities? Then unencumbered securities are such securities which has been purchased by bank by giving cash. Means bank has not purchased these securities on credit. Okay. So bank has to keep minimum 25% amount in cash, gold and other unencumbered securities. Again, RBI is using this tool to control inflation and recession. It is very easy that if people will deposit 100 crore in the bank, then during the situation of inflation, bank has to keep 35 crore rupees in cash, gold and securities. So that bank will have lower amount, so it will create lower loan and supply of money will reduce. And in the reverse situation, if recession is prevailing in the market, then bank has to keep only 15 crore in cash, gold and securities. So bank will have more fund, it will be able to create more loan and supply of money in the market will definitely increase. So this is how with the use of CRR and SLR, Reserve Bank of India is managing the situation of inflation and recession. From the exam point of view, CRR and SLR both are the most important topic. Now let's move further. See, I am continuing the same example. This is the same bank which gave 5 crore rupees to RBI for CRR and kept 25 crore rupees aside for SLR. Now out of 100 crore rupees, it is having only 70 crore rupees. And out of this 70 crore, it gave loan of 50 crore rupees to some different industries. Now there is twist in the story. Due to coronavirus, government declared complete lockdown. And as a result, people are not having any source of income. So they started withdrawing money from the bank. And the total demand which comes from the public is 50 crore rupees. Whereas bank is having only 20 crore rupees. How commercial bank will be able to give deposits back to the public? Here is the solution for the whole situation. Bank is going to have three options. First is that if bank is having very lower amount of cash, then it will borrow from Reserve Bank of India for longer time. But here RBI will deny to give amount for longer time. So second option is that bank should give some of its securities to RBI. Bank should give some of its securities to RBI and in return it will take some money from the Reserve Bank of India. This kind of finance is allowed for shorter period of time. Third option is that if bank need very small amount for stability of banking function, then RBI will give instant amount without any detailed procedure. Here the first option is considered as bank rate, which is for longer time. Second is repo rate, which is for short time finance, and repo rate is highly used in present situation. And the last is stabilization policy, which is for small amount. So all the three kind of finance are given for different purposes. This bank rate, repo rate and stabilization policy are again the tools of monetary policy. Let's learn all these three tools in detail. First, bank rate. The rate at which Reserve Bank of India lends money to commercial bank for longer period of time is known as bank rate. The bank rate was decided at 7% in 2016. Bank rate is also used to manage the situation of inflation and recession. Let's see how. First, inflation, where supply of money is high in the market. Here, Reserve Bank of India is using bank rate also to control both the situation of inflation and recession. Let's see how it is managing all this. First, inflation, where supply of money is high in the market. Whenever supply of money is high in the market, Reserve Bank of India will increase the bank rate. If bank rate will get increased, then bank will borrow lower amount from RBI because they need to pay huge interest. If bank will borrow lower amount, then bank will give lower loan to the public, and as a result, supply of money will reduce. The whole policy to keep bank rate high during the inflation is considered as dear money policy. During the recession, when supply of money is low in the market, Reserve Bank of India will decrease bank rate. As bank rate is low, banks will borrow more amount from the Reserve Bank of India. And as a result, they will be able to give higher loan to the public, and as a result, supply of money will increase. The policy to keep the bank rate low to increase the supply of money in market is considered as cheap money policy. Dear money policy and cheap money policy, both the concepts are asked for 2-mark question, and apart from that, the whole bank rate can also be asked in 3-mark topic. One important thing is that Reserve Bank of India is not using bank rate in present situation to manage the supply of money in the economy. The next topic is repo rate and reverse repo rate. Let's first of all see what is repo rate. When commercial banks are in need of cash for short period of time, I repeat, when commercial banks are in need of cash for short period of time, say for 7 to 14 days, then they will sell some of their securities to Reserve Bank of India with an agreement to repurchase it back after 7 to 14 days. Then Reserve Bank of India will lend some cash to commercial bank at some rate, and that particular rate is considered as repo rate. Let me explain it again. If the commercial bank needs some cash, then what it has to do? It has to go to Reserve Bank of India, give some of its government approved securities to Reserve Bank of India with an agreement that commercial bank will repurchase all those securities from Reserve Bank of India after the definite time. And under this condition only, Reserve Bank of India will give money to commercial bank, and the rate at which this particular money is given is considered as repo rate. Sometimes situation become reverse also. It is not like that always commercial bank is in need of finance. Sometimes Reserve Bank also needs some finance. Like as of now, Narendra Modi has issued 20 lakh crore rupees package. Then most of the money will come from Reserve Bank of India. So when Reserve Bank of India is in need of cash for short period of time, then it will sell some of its securities to commercial bank. It is also done with repurchase agreement, and here it is considered as reverse repo rate. The process of repo rate is reversed, so it is considered as reverse repo rate. Repo rate is decided at 6.5%, whereas reverse repo rate is decided as 6%. Whenever there is situation of inflation, RBI will increase repo rate. So commercial bank will borrow lower amount, they will create lower loans, and as a result, commercial bank will reduce the supply of money in market. And in the situation of recession, Reserve Bank of India will decrease the repo rate. Due to that, commercial bank will borrow higher amount, they will create higher loan, and as a result, supply of money in the market will increase. In all the cases, the same situation happens. The next point is stabilization under emergency situation. This is the tool which is rarely used by RBI. Rarely it happens that when bank need finance for small amount, then RBI is having a special window for such emergency situation where bank can borrow money against approved government securities. Here that repurchase agreement is not required. money will be given to commercial bank without any detailed procedure. Here rate will be little bit high compared to the repo rate, that is 7%. It is also considered as marginal standing facility. In 1 mark, lots of time I have seen this question that explain the term marginal standing facility, and at that point of time the answer is very simple, that when bank need finance for small amount, then RBI will give amount against some approved government securities at 7% is known as marginal standing facility. It is also known as MSF. Sixth point is open market operation, which is also known as OMO. See friends, every time to control supply of money in market, RBI do not depend on commercial bank. Sometimes RBI will take steps by itself also. See, here due to inflation, supply of money is increasing with the public. Now whenever public will have more money, they will always find a way to invest the money in safe and reliable source. Now the best way to invest is to invest with Reserve Bank of India. So in such a situation, Reserve Bank of India will issue bonds and take away money from the people. And in this manner, during the situation of inflation, Reserve Bank of India will reduce supply of money in the market. In the reverse situation, when supply of money will reduce in the market, see the supply of money has reduced. So in such situation, Reserve Bank of India will purchase the bonds back from the public and give money to the public. So this is how supply of money will increase during the situation of recession. Let's see the theoretical portion of the topic. Open market operation means to sell or purchase government bonds by RBI in the open market. Whenever RBI purchases government bond from the market, supply of money in economy will rise, and whenever RBI will sell such bonds in the open market, then supply of money will increase. You must be aware with this particular theoretical portion. Such operations are undertaken to regulate inflation and recession. This instrument was not used by India before 1991. So, instruments such like open market operation was introduced in India in 1991. Open market operation is also one of the frequently asked questions. Seventh and the last quantitative tool of monetary policy is sterilization policy. The basic question which may arise in your mind, that sir, what is the meaning of this sterilization? Don't go by biological meaning. In commerce, sterilization means to keep foreign exchange balance unchanged or to maintain the foreign exchange in economy. Sometimes due to some global changes, there is excessive inflow or outflow of foreign exchange took place in any country. Like when Donald Trump was elected as president of USA, then at such point of time, heavy foreign exchange was coming to India because the value of dollar has reduced. Now if there is such excessive flow of foreign exchange will take place, then Reserve Bank of India will sell some of its bonds and collect foreign exchange from the market. And in reverse situation, RBI will purchase bonds back from the public and increase foreign exchange in the market. The ultimate purpose is to maintain the supply of foreign exchange in economy. Let's see the theoretical portion. Whenever there is excessive inflow of foreign exchange in India, RBI involved in open market sale of government securities. See friends, sterilization policy and open market operation both are having one minor difference, that in open market operation RBI involves in the transaction in Indian national currencies, whereas in sterilization policy the transaction took place in foreign exchange. That is just one difference. So when there is excessive inflow of foreign exchange in India, RBI involved in open market sale of government securities. This is done to keep foreign exchange balance unchanged. Thus, it sterilizes its balance sheet against external shocks. Sometimes, if there is excessive outflow, of foreign exchange, then it buys bond from the market, and again it will increase the supply of foreign exchange in economy. This is how, by using 7 tools in the economy, RBI will control both inflation and recession, as well as it will manage the supply of money in the market. Friends, I would like to recommend that you should watch the video for second time, because when you are watching the video just for the first time, then at such point of time there are lots of confusion in your mind and you are just in a mode of understanding the concept. When you will watch the video for second time, you will get lots of answers by yourself. And still if you are stuck somewhere, then I am always there with you and I will be always pleased to get your doubts so that it will improve your knowledge and my presentation. Apart from that, if you are new to my channel, then don't forget to like and subscribe the channel so that the other students will also get motivated to watch these animated videos and learn with us. One more thing is that there will be one more video about the monetary policy where we will learn the qualitative tools, as well as I will give you a short full-fledged revision of all these 7 quantitative tools so that you will be able to memorize the main theoretical portion of the quantitative tools. Okay friends, so keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you.